Local now for a Thursday, inching ever closer to the weekend. I told you about a month ago we were going to begin looking at new businesses moving into Southern Nevada or into our state statewide or into Indian Wells and the Coachella Valley of Southern California. One of those new businesses is a business that I happened onto by chance. A friend recommended it. They knew that I'd had problems with my left rotator cuff. I've had, in fact, I've had incredible pain from my left shoulder. I have an impingement. This is what the doctor says: an impingement in my left rotator cuff. I've had MRIs, X-rays. I've had painful shots, cortisone shots. I've had painful physical therapy, and nothing has made the pain go away until now. That brings us to PIBCOA. And if you don't know what PIBCOA is, it's the Pain Injury Brain Center of America. It just moved into Southern Nevada. And Summer Ulger is joining us. She is the owner, the creator of this amazing business. And she is the person who has helped make my pain go away. Summer, first of all, thanks for joining us.
Oh my gosh, I'm honored to be here. Thrilled to be on the Kevin Wall Show. Thank you.
I am really excited to have you because my story is very personal to me, but it's one that I know you've heard these stories over and over again from other patients. And I want to ask you, first of all, when I came to you, my range of motion was not any good. I had severe pain. Simple things like reaching out at my car window at the ATM drive-through, or going to McDonald's and picking up food and reaching out with my left arm. I couldn't do it. And then PIBCOA came along, and all of a sudden the pain is gone. Explain what it is you do.
Perfect. Yes, and you know, Kevin, your story is completely familiar. We hear this all the time, every day, from patients struggling from so many conditions. We use technology that's been used primarily by professional athletes for the past 30 years. And what we do is we introduce micro amounts of electricity to the cells to help them actually finally open up those gates in the cell membrane, excrete their waste, take in nutrition, and start healing. We actually can help to modify the behavior of the cell so that it creates 500% more ATP, which is the energy of the cell.
Explain ATP, please.
Yes, ATP.
Speak in English.
Yeah, for all the medical people out there, adenosine triphosphate. That is the energy that the cell is needing in order to repair and heal itself. So with that 500% increase of ATP, it uses that to create proteins and start healing itself. So we see rapid healing in tissues and cells at the cellular level that helps that pain really just go away very quickly by excreting that waste, taking in nutrition, and it's radical how fast we see healing with this technology.
And what is amazing, and this is my own personal endorsement, the fact is that after one treatment, and it was a mini treatment, it was not an hour, it was more like 30 minutes, 35 minutes, I was already seeing a reduction in pain, a noticeable reduction in pain. I've gone through now, I believe, seven treatments, and the pain has gone away.
Now, I love it. Yeah, we had one guy from the radio come in just yesterday with back pain, so thank you for the referral. But this gentleman is a post-office worker, and he's had back pain for years. He even had a disc removed in his neck that they thought would relieve a lot of this pain, and it did not resolve. He is still struggling with that. He came in with pain at a 7 or an 8 out of 10 last night and left at a 4 or a 3. And so he's coming back today. He is not going to need treatment forever. The beauty of it is we get people healing so they can get on with their lives. I'm not trying to get people connected to medications with negative side effects or require them to be committed to us for life. We want you healed and out and on with your life.
And what is amazing about my personal story, and this is a personal story that I absolutely embrace, I was scheduled for arthroscopic shoulder surgery in December, and I've canceled it. I don't have to have it. And what you're telling me is this is not like physical therapy where you have to do it, you have to keep doing it, and even after they release you, you still have to do it, and eventually you'll have to come back and get a refresher. This is repaired.
This is repaired, and we don't actually see ourselves even as a competition, if you will, with other healthcare treatment styles. I see myself really as complementary because I do believe in medicine. I graduate nursing school next month, and I do believe in medicine, but I don't think we always need to go to medicines that have those negative side effects or could potentially create addiction. And I don't think we need to always invade the body. So when I learned about this technology, I had to jump on board because I just love the healing that we're seeing rapidly. That doesn't cause somebody to have a 5-month-long treatment. Like you said, they can just get treatments, and usually in just 2 or 3 weeks, they're done, and they're living their lives, and they're pain-free, and they've increased range of motion just like you with your arm, and life goes on beautifully.
Tell me, because I saw a list of the things that you treat.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you treat, lupus.
Mm-hmm.
Just name for me. Just roll off 4 or 5 names of things that you can treat. In fact, we had Lady Ashley said she's got tendonitis. You treat that.
Absolutely. The beauty of it is we don't even rely on having a vascular system to aid in the healing process. Yes, we want those cells to have nutrition, which comes from the blood source, but we are not dependent on, like medicine, the delivery of, through the capillaries beds to the tissues to actually get the treatment to work. We are using electricity directly current, putting that current to and through the tissues to get that healing to happen very, very rapidly. So I really love what we're doing. So we are, at this time, I'll tell you what we're currently treating. We're currently treating a 10-year-old for a concussion. We're currently treating people with bilateral degeneration of the joints of their knees. We're treating people with plantar fasciitis. I'm treating somebody with major depressive disorder. We're treating addiction. We're treating so many things because the body is electric. All that beautiful electricity from the brain needs to get itself down the spinal cord, out the peripheral nerves, so that we can get those tissues actually performing proper cellular respiration. And when there's an injury, injured tissue gives resistance to that current. And electricity is a little bit lazy. It goes around it. It looks for the path of least resistance. So where that tissue is being neglected, I give it what it needs so that it can do its job and heal, and then the brain and the spinal cord can then start, using that beautiful current to help those cells to keep functioning well. So we're just restoring what the body is kind of struggling with and seeing people recover really, really quickly.
Summer Alger joining us in studio from PIBCOA, and this is the Pain Injury Brain Center of America. Now, there are going to be people, I know, and even I, before the first treatment, was a little skittish about the idea of electricity and near my body, in my body. Explain how much electricity we're talking about here.
Oh, great! Good question.
Is it flashlight power, or is it
We have. You should probably during your treatment, you should feel little to nothing. If you feel something, that's fine, but it should never be painful. It doesn't take a lot.
And
of
it wasn't, by
electricity.
the way. And it wasn't.
Yeah, it doesn't take a lot of current to get these cells. The people that discovered the proper current to get the gates on the cell membrane to actually open won the Nobel Prize. So we are using artificial intelligence, myonovascular therapy, that is able to 100 times a second.
That's a mouthful, but that's a mouthful.
I know. I should say it 3 times fast. So the technology that we're using, though, is able to read your tissues and then recalibrate and send a corrective signal out to those tissues 100 times a second. So that's what I love about the treatments. They're unique to every person and what your needs are to your tissues. Everybody's unique. So everybody has a different healing process. Some people respond really, really quickly, especially if the machine doesn't have to do. I can explain all the science when somebody comes in, but it is just so thrilling to be part of something to help people finally heal, and it's a very quick and painless process.
Summer, let me ask you, you talk about treating the brain. I understand treating a shoulder injury. How do you treat the brain?
The brain we treat, 85% of the electricity in your body is housed in your brain. So when there's deficiencies there, that's, there's things that can cause injury, obviously trauma to the brain, but think about PTSD, think about stress, think about diet, all of these things that can cause remodeling or inflammation in those tissues. We will read the brain and we can actually see if there's inflammation, we disperse it, we get rid of it. Because to have a proper effective therapy, we need that inflammation to be kind of dispersed and removed from the tissue. So we can treat for that. And then we send the proper current to and through those tissues. And we have so many studies from University of Florida, from University of North Carolina, so many studies right now supporting the electrical stimulation of these tissues to aid in the reversal of mild to moderate Alzheimer's, for the treatment of major depressive disorder. There are a lot of changes that happen to the brain when it's got stress going on or trauma, like with a traumatic brain injury. I have a study that I just read on that is seeing how powerful electrical stimulation is on helping those tissues to finally heal that some people feel there's no really therapy for, and there is, and we can help that.
Tell me how somebody begins. Somebody has been living with chronic pain for a week, a month, maybe years.
Yeah.
And they've tried some of this other stuff. And there are other pain clinics, obviously, all across Southern Nevada, across our state, across our listening area. There are a lot of different pain clinics. How is PIBCOA different?
Well, that's a great question. We are very different because we do have the artificial intelligence embedded into our equipment, so it's so unique to each patient. But we're different also in that we are non-drug. You're not going to come in there and get a prescription for potentially addictive medications, these opioids. We have the epidemic going on in our nation. We're not trying to do anything that is going to introduce something to the body that could be harmful. We are looking for somebody who is just going to respond really well by making maybe mild changes to their diet. If you eat a lot of sugar, we try to get you to change your diet a little bit and so that you can help the tissues heal rapidly. But we're different because we don't do drugs. We are non-invasive. We're not doing anything to invade your body. We're doing this all from the outside of the body, and we see such rapid healing. We actually have a success rate of 95% documented with our treatment type. So it really works virtually for everybody. 95 out of 100 people are going to respond awesome and move on with their lives. The other 5% may have other underlying conditions that we would love to still try and treat, and they will see an improvement. But those 95 people out of 100 are just going to walk out feeling amazing, healed, and moving on with their lives, doing what they want to do with their lives, not just held back because of pain and difficulty moving. I love what I'm doing because I'm helping people get their quality of life back.
Is there ever a conflict with one's personal physician when you deal with stuff like this?
A very good question. A lot of physicians, believe it or not, they don't know a lot about us. This is a treatment, and unfortunately, it's been around a long time. It's not a technology that is completely new. It's been around a long time, but they've not been exposed to it either. There are several doctors, cardiologists on the East Coast that use this in Boston. But I'm going to tell you, it's relatively been very new because it really has primarily been treating professional athletes. Our founder, Tammy Wadsworth, did travel all over with the NFL and with Major League Baseball, treating pitchers, treating running backs, all these people to help them heal rapidly. Their bodies are their tool and they're very valuable. And they've had this technology available to them. And I just feel it's time that we bring this forth to everybody. The general public have access to this so they too can heal. Because, your body might not be, insured for $1 million, but I'm going to tell you, your quality of life and your family and your lifestyle and your livelihood matter to you. So I want to help you get better and start living the life you want to live.
Well, I can tell you one other example of something I could not do before, and that is put a jacket on, right arm first. I've always done that all my life. I'm right-handed, but I couldn't do it because putting that left arm almost at a 90-degree angle, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
You were an ideal patient, Kevin, because you've responded really, really well, and I'm going to tell you, you're also a typical patient. People respond very quickly. Within 6 to 8 treatments, most people are recovered at that point. So this isn't something that's going to take months and months of therapy. 6 to 8 treatments. It's a very quick, rapid technology, and I just love the healing that we see. One last story I want to share with you of a patient that we have. He came in just the other day, very skeptical, from Los Angeles, and he's had bilateral knee pain. He was a runner. He's had a lot of injuries to his knees, but he also had a heel, and his heel was his primary concern. He said he's only 39 years old. He said he would walk and have to drag his foot halfway through the day. He couldn't even elevate his foot to walk because of such sharp pains that he wasn't even sure if it was just a muscle tear or what have you. So we treated that heel. And the first treatment, he saw like I would say a 40% reduction in pain. And he told me, because he came in the next morning, he said, Summer, last night I was a little bit skeptical because the pain was gone, but I would feel it again, from time to time. But after the second treatment, he said, Summer, I can't believe this. I haven't felt my foot feel like this in over a year. He said, I'm a believer today. And so I love that. I love that the treatments that we give work despite whether you're skeptical or not. And I hope that these physicians will come and see what we're doing. I would invite anybody into the clinic because what we're doing is amazing. And they want the best for their patients. And sometimes it doesn't always require surgery. And it doesn't always require medication. And we can heal them so quickly.
Somebody is sitting out there saying, I'm tired of dealing with this chronic pain. I want to get something done. I want to finish it off. What do they do? How do they begin with you? And what's the process as far as getting you and them together?
Okay, so easy. So if they just call us, and here's the special I want to give all the listeners to the Kevin Walsh Show. I am so grateful for your support in coming in and getting treated. Everybody listening to the Kevin Walsh Show in November is going to get half-price treatments.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, and a half-price treatment means $52.50. So $52.50 is an hour-long treatment on those tissues. And like we said, you're only going to need maybe a handful or two of treatments for the typical patient. For those that have very long disease processes, spinal cord injuries, those take a longer time. But most people are not going to need treatment after treatment. So that's one thing that I would like to make sure that they know. But if they just call me, my phone number is 702-546-8767.
Give that again.
702-546-8767. 8767. They come in, and everybody feels like there's a trick. Somehow I'm going to ask for a lot of money up front, or they're going to have to commit to come for a month, or there's going to be some kind of a scam in here somehow. There's no scam. Come into the clinic. I'll read your tissues. We'll see if you have inflammation. We'll see if you have low current. Low current means there's degeneration in those cells or in those tissues. Come in. Let's just see what we're doing. I'll explain the science to you. We'll introduce you to our treatments. I'll show you the equipment. And you make up the mind for yourself. And if you want to begin treatments, I would be honored to help you start healing and getting past
And
that.
at half price, at half price.
There's no trick here. There's no upfront fee. Just come and see what we can do to help you.
PIBCOA. PIBCOA. And it stands for?
The Pain, Injury, and Brain Centers of America.
I just love it. Summer, it's great to have you in. Thank you. And thanks for bringing your daughter, Sydney, with us.
She's awesome.
She's amazing. Summer Alger joining us from PIBCOA. Stick around, more to do as we continue. It is live and local now.